So, good afternoon, good evening, Mayor, Council, residents. We have a lot of residents that attended. It's really wonderful to see that, and all had just quite a bit to say about a lot of things happening in our country. So, good to see everyone online tonight. I want to go through quickly what we'll cover. And so I'm going to go to the first slide. Let's see, am I moving here? Yep, there we go. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened. This is actually going to be a fairly short update. We have some good things happening on the staff, and then I just want to talk about some things that have happened over the course of the week, and then turn it over so we can get started with the meeting. I do want to give kudos. We have two new officers, and listen, one of the good things about these new officers is that both of them, they had a class of about 12 to 15. Chief can correct me if that number's wrong. And both of them were received awards. So Private Manji was awarded the Percy Austin Scholarship Award and given $500, and Private Ventura was awarded Outstanding Student Officer for the entire class. So we're happy to have both of them out of the academy, and so you'll start seeing them in and around the community. And we also want to just acknowledge Hal Metzler, who is now who is the deputy director, but he is now a participant on the PEPCO advisory board. That's important to us because we do a lot of work with PEPCO, and so we want to make sure that we build relationships and we have insight into some of the things that are coming down the pike, and that we can also offer to be a pilot program when necessary. We're excited to also announce that King Park is open. I want to give kudos to Leslie Riddle, Hal Metzler, Priyanka, and the entire team. They just did a lot of great work. They worked with Low Impact Design Center, and the park is just fabulous. We had a huge turnout on opening day, October 30th. We even had the kids from St. Jerome come over. Leslie and some of the council members met with St. Jerome just to make sure that we can work on how they inform us when there are maintenance issues and how they can help us care for our trees and plantings and just the park itself. So great new park, great jewel in our community. So thanks to the DPW team and all the residents who are enjoying this park. Did a lot for Halloween as well. So just had a trunk or treat that's usually led by the police department with community services support. Had a treatorama, which was really good. Those are the two winners of the costume contest, both dressed as Addams Family members. And then we had a brand new program, which was the animal support virtual costume contest for our pets. And this is our number one winner. He was dressed as a hot dog, and I do not know his name. If Sandra's on, she can yell that out for us. And then finally, we also had children from St. Jerome. Every year they come through and trick or treat, and so the staff gets to hand out candy and just see the little ones, usually from the age of 1 to 4 or so, that walk through the building and trick or treat. And so we all dress up and just get to have a good time. Okay. All right. So usually this is just kind of a new thing. We just identify anything that the council members are doing out in the community. And so I wanted to just acknowledge that Ward 3 had their check-in and cleanup on Saturday. And so this is a group that we're out there working. You can see some staff members join them as well. And business, we had business visits. Our business liaison makes it a point to get out and about in the community and just acknowledge our businesses, recognize them, let them know how they can reach out to us if they need any help or support. And then we also all went by to see Shortcake Bakery. For those who don't know, this is last Friday was Cheryl's last day. So we were able to go and say goodbye and spend some time with her. She had some music and some fun things happening over there. So we wish her the absolute best. Okay, and let's see. These are Economic Development Week was also 2 weeks ago. We were able to go out and visit our businesses, and you can see a host of businesses there that we visited. The county also participated in that. So we thank Renee for setting that up, Renee Harris for setting that up. She's part of the economic development team. All the businesses were really thrilled to have us come out, and we're going to start doing more of that. Renee does it herself, but we want to start having more of the council and the staff getting together. And so we'll let everyone know how we're going to move through that. And we also had a housing resource fair. That was really very, very well attended. Jeff is online, but I think he told me there were over 100 people that attended. We had a bunch of vendors. They had a small session, which was standing room only. So I think it looks like we're going to try to do these again, do another one again in the spring, because there were so many people that just wanted to have information about what the resources are that we can offer the community and tenant rights and how they can buy homes. So according to Jeff, it was very well attended and just a great time. I was out of town, so I missed this event. Jeff, anything to add about that?
Yeah, Tracy, you touched on it. We had about over 150 plus or minus folks that attended the event. You covered a lot of the resources that we provided. I think this fair actually hits on a lot of key points, a lot of pressure points that the city itself is trying to address. But we want to give kudos to David Castile, our housing manager, who organized it, along with Marcy from our community service department. So kudos to those folks and those who came, Jim and Dana and Pedro and those who volunteered for the event.
Thank you. Okay, and then we had an International Visitors Leadership Program. They primarily spent their time at the Youth Services Center because we have so many youth programs and we get really good attendance at a lot of those. And so they came out just to hear a little bit about what we do. These are representatives from several areas of the country, and they wanted to just see how we serve how we take care of the needs of underserved youth. So, and kudos to community services and the youth services team for pulling that together. Aging and Wellness is also still doing a lot of wonderful things. They had a lunch and learn workshop on Monday, the 21st, digital literacy instruction workshop, which was very well attended. And then Seniors on the Go. Of course, we continue to do group visits and take the seniors out. They have a great time bonding and just getting to know each other and enjoying the surroundings. So once again, thanks to Marcy Lefevre and the community services team for keeping that moving. All right, now I'm going to just go through some of the weekly offerings and some of the things that we're doing. Zumba fitness class still continues on Wednesdays from 4 to 5, Creative Minds on Tuesdays. And that's the same as the Mentes Creativas. They're all together there. On Tuesdays, it's the Creative Minds. On Thursdays, it's the Mentes Creativas, but same kind of programming. And then in Wellness Week, Thrive Expressive Art Camp is happening. And committee meetings, we've got a bunch of them coming up in November. So if you take a look here, we've got the Shade Tree Board of Elections, we've got Ethics Commission, we've got Environmental Committee, Police and Public Safety Citizens Advisory Committee, and Youth Advisory Committee, all coming up this month. And some other upcoming events, Older Adult Outing. They're going to the Farmers Market on Thursday the 7th. Care Partner Support Group is on November 8th. Alternate Route 1 Community Meeting, that's on the 9th. Ward 5 is having their check-in with Council Member Wanika Fisher, County Council Member. That's on Wednesday the 13th. Board Games with Gents, that's a new program. Community Cultural Conversations. This one's going to be the many faces of the Latin diaspora, so that should be a really a great opportunity for those who have not been to one of the community conversations in the past. The Night Owls session is on Friday the 15th, and then a yard sale weekend. We haven't had the yard sales in quite some time, but the community has been asking for that. So that yard sale will be on Saturday, November 16th. And then some of the other upcoming events, the seated yoga class, Healthy Trees Hyattsville, invasive removal, and self-defense class. Again, that's a new class that we've also added. That's on Sunday, November 17th. Okay, before I end, I just want to wish a few of the staff and no council members with birthdays this month that we're aware of, but Deputy Director Priyanka Joshi, our Deputy City Administrator Laura Reams has a birthday this month, and our Race and Equity Officer Shakira Lewimore has a birthday this month. And before I end, I just want to express our sincere thanks and appreciation to Councilmember Jimmy McClellan. Most of you know, and Jimmy, I think this is going to be your last meeting. But most of you know that he has moved to Ward 4, and I think one of the residents mentioned that as well. And so we just want to thank you for lending your perspective, your ear, for the great relationship. Whenever you had questions, you reached out to us. You worked really well with us and the community, more importantly, and the Code Committee, and of course the Youth Advisory Committee. So you've just been an integral part of this community. And making a difference. And so your leadership has really had an impact. So we just want to thank you and wish you the absolute best. And we know we'll see you around. You show up at just about everything. And so it's always great to see you. So, Mayor, I think what I'll do now is turn this over to our city treasurer. He has one slide to just give you a quick update. And so, Jimmy, I'll just end where I started by saying thank you again. We truly appreciate your service. All right, Ron, I'm going to turn it over to you for your slide.
Thank you. Mayor and council members, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening to citizens of Hyattsville. So first, Mayor, I want to address the action item for debt service. I do have a slide or a short presentation to go over that issue when it comes up later on in the agenda. So for right now, I want to talk about a little bit about some scheduled RFPs that are coming up within the next 30 days. The first one is an RFP that will be going out in the next 30 days for, again, an RFP seeking a new auditor, or not maybe the current auditor, but we have to send out an RFP to be consistent with our policies for financial statements. And so that'd be in the RFP would be for fiscal years FY 24, 25, and 26. Tonight, as you know, we have Mr. Bob Disk, who is the principal owner of Lindsay and Associates, who is currently our auditor of record. And tonight, he's going to be given a short overview of FY 22. FY 23 audit is ongoing right now, and he will be completing that. We should be completing that. My goal is to complete that by December 31st of this calendar year. Also within the next 30 days, I've talked about this in years past, compliance audit. So in the next 30 days, we'll be putting out an RFP for a compliance audit. And that's going to help us to determine and to determine if we're adhering to applicable laws, not only within the state of Ohio, but our state of Ohio, the state of Maryland, and city regulations and policies and procedures. A couple of years ago, when we were really behind on our audits, I mentioned that once we get caught up, and I think we're on a pretty good pace of getting caught up. Again, if we can get 23 done, and we'll only be one behind. And so I think it's appropriate that we can do an RFP, get that out in the next 30 days. I don't have a time frame or the turnaround on that, but certainly we want to go out and put that RFP out and get it on the street and get some responses back to at least get that particular compliance audit going. And the last one, also within the next 30 days, RFP for a financial advisor. We currently have Satsina and Associates. Again, we want to be consistent in making sure that we're putting our professional services out on the street at the appropriate time to test the market. The financial services RFP will be seeking assistance for future financial debt planning, such as the GO bonds like we just did. The FA is mandatory under Sarbanes-Oxley. And so, again, the financial advisor will be assisting in future financial debt planning, like bands and other debt instruments, forecasting support, disclosure, compliance, and audit committee guidance and support at the appropriate time. So I just wanted to make mention, again, of those three RFPs that we're looking to put forth in the next 30 days. And again, in closing, before we get to the ARPA update, we'll be addressing that debt service issue at the appropriate time later in the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor and Council, that's all I have, other than just a reminder that tomorrow is Election Day. I'm sure I don't have to remind people of that. We do have some election sites right here. The city building, I know Nicholas Orm, some of our staff are election judges. Laura may be able to identify other sites that are right here in the city, but just a reminder, tomorrow is Election Day. Make sure you let your voices be heard. Mayor, that's all I have.